You see two important pivots for Asia in 2023. What are they?
Well, the first pivot is foreign investors globally going back into Asia. Asia has had a tough time relative to the U.S. in particular the past couple of years, but I think that this is going to be a better year for Asia. I expect Asia to be probably the best part of the global equity scene in 2023. The second pivot is at some point in the year, we expect that investors will pivot back from the southern markets, India and ASEAN, back into North Asia. We're already seeing them go back into China. The final step would be going back into the tech-oriented economies, Taiwan and Korea. We think that there's a good chance that that could happen sometime in the first half of the year.
Yeah, and your strategy seems to be emphasizing markets now with a low export dependence, which of course is pretty clear as to why, with of course the higher rates and the export growth slowing in China. Asia will likely outperform in 2023. This seems to be the market consensus here. Why is that?
Well, for us, the key is earnings. There's a lot of earnings risk in the U.S. We think that earnings forecasts in the U.S. remain very unrealistic. There's a lot of cuts that lie ahead. I can't say that Asian earnings are not going to see some cuts, but they should be much less severe than what you've got in the U.S. That makes the multiples look better a year out after outperformance of earnings. And of course, markets do tend to track revisions by the street quite closely.
What's your big risk for 2023? And the reason why I ask you this is because obviously a lot of the problems that you're likely to face in the coming year, we've already well documented those issues, whether it's inflation, whether it's growth worries, geopolitics, the war, supply chain challenges, gas price hike. I can just price cap, and I can just keep going on. What is the unknown for the market?
Well, I'd say the two main risks would be if the global slowdown is significantly worse than we or others expect. We're expecting a soft recession. We don't expect a recession on the scale of the GFC in 2008, 2009. The other risk would be if inflation proves highly sticky on the downside. I think it's highly likely that inflation has already peaked, but the question is how quickly can it come down and how quickly can the Fed stop hiking rates and maybe start to think about cutting rates?